I too was told it had to be short, but I blew that right away. First off, I'd like to congratulate Whitney on putting together this shindig. She did a better job than what Biden did leaving the airport. It's a lot more organized, I can tell you that. And when she asked me if I was going to give a speech, I thought, man, if I got to write something and I'll redo it and I'll screw it up. And I thought, I'm just going to use somebody that wrote a speech once before. Whitney, this is your speech that you wrote in high school. And it goes like this. She wrote it for speech class. Good evening. I'm honored to be speaking at the annual Deaf Convention, Daughters of Embarrassing and Annoying Fathers. I'm sure each of you think you have the most embarrassing daddies that ever lived. The kind that bring out your baby pictures when your date comes to pick you up or calls you Pooh Bear in front of all your friends. Well, girls, that isn't anything compared to my father. My father was born February 12th, 1957, and as he likes to say, the same day as another great American, Abraham Lincoln. Before I was born, Dad had the great idea of naming me Jeremiah Rush Johnson if I was a boy. The Jeremiah Johnson coming from the 1972 Robert Redford movie, which I've never seen, but it's about a Civil War soldier that becomes a mountain man and gets in a war with some Indians. Sounds like a real box office hit if you ask me. And don't let me forget about my middle name, Rush, which comes from Rush Limbaugh, may he rest in peace, who my dad listens to constantly. I personally think the guy talks way too much. Let's just say I'm really glad I was born a girl, and so is my mom. And at this point, I would think Aaron is too. Growing up under the watchful eyes of my father was quite interesting. I knew that before I could even talk that Democrats were the root of all evil. Can I get an amen on that? He is a very opinionated man, yeah, which is both a good and bad thing. He has written too many letters to the editor to count and has attended many political caucuses and meetings which I have been asked to attend to go. I ended up going to a meeting which Senator Tom Harkin was the speaker. In fact, it was right next door. Just what every girl wants to do on a Saturday afternoon is attend a meeting on Social Security. Well, by the end of the meeting, my father had gotten the entire room of about 150 people mad at him. Do you know what it's like to have a bunch of old people running towards you with walkers and canes, screaming about health care and paying for all their medications? Well, I do. Because his strong views on Social Security, I have been putting money away in my retirement account since forever. Do you know what it's like to get a checkbook at the age of 10 and the first check you write goes into your retirement account? And when my first real paycheck came, guess where $25 each month goes? You wouldn't guess my father is a truck driver from his political knowledge or his money smarts. Now that I'm older, I figured out why. Dad has that extra money to put into his retirement account and buy stocks. It's because he taught me at a very young age how to change oil, tires, brake shoes, and any other routine maintenance that charged $85 an hour. It's $185 now. There is a plus to that, though. I could always have fun telling the boys that I could change a truck tire faster than they ever could. I knew my teenage years were going to be bad, but when on my 13th birthday, while cutting the cake, he turns around holding a giant knife and yells at the boys that the little bastards had better shut up. The boys in my class still bring that one up, and it's been almost 4 years of my life. It's cursed. Oh, and don't forget when we started talking about sex education in health class, and we had to talk to our parents about it. Do you know what my dad did? He wrote on the bottom of the return form that Whitney has learned everything she needs to know from the dog. He... This is the dog that had love affairs with 55-gallon barrels and truck tires. Talk about humiliating. And the anxiety of inviting a guy over for the first time is 10 times worse for me. When he found out I had a boyfriend in the 4th grade, he asked me if the boy had an American Express card. What 4th grader has an American Express card? And who can forget the time when he came to pick me up from a boys' house in my freshman year? He decided to wear one-strap bib overalls, a duster coat, which the kind that run all the way down to the floor, and this ugly ear flapper hat with a chin strap. Stepping into the door after his 200-pound dog Goliath, he shouts, "Where's Whitney at?" My jaw hit the ground. I then asked him, "Do you know what you look like?" And he says again in a real loud voice, "I look like your father, and it's time for you to go home." This story is still brought up today as his favorite story to embarrass me. As you can see, your problems are nothing compared to mine. My life is just an endless cycle of embarrassing moments that for some reason never seem to end. My grandma, who raised this man, says that these are just his ways of showing that he loves me. Sometimes I blame her for my weird life. Like his plan of having me save for retirement at the age of 16, I also have a long-term plan. I'll be the one picking his nursing home. Your turn.
That couldn't have been better.
Nice job.
Oh, just when you think your father can't embarrass you anymore. There you go. That outfit right there, folks. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, the money's worth it right there, right there. Okay.